Blah, 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 blah. All right, so here we are. Wow, there's a lot of string loose. Hold on. So we didn't cut as much as we wanted to. We just cut enough so we can keep going with the video. Again, we're gonna make this a project. We're gonna come out here a few more times until it's done. I'm gonna keep improving it because that's what we should do, right? All right, so we're creating. I don't know. Do you call them the ribs? What do you call them? I call them the frames, the ribs, the frames. It's like a bunk bed. If you got a bunk bed, you got the two main beams, and then you got all these little supporter beams that go across that stop the bed, from falling in. So, you guys, I know I don't use technical terms. There's nothing about me that's technical. If you're looking for somebody who's technical, and turn off my video and go to theirs. Go to Corporal's Corner. He's very good at what he does. I think he's a stand-up guy. I think, yeah. If you want guys who just come out and do what they do and enjoy what they do, Corporal's Corner, TNA Outdoors, Joe Robinetti. Hey Joe, I watched your video. You got a nice home. The best thing about your home is all that land. I love all that land you got. So, the knots I'm making I'm not making a Canadian jam knot. I'm making a Chicago style, tie a rock to your leg, throw you in the bottom of the lake kind of knot, okay? It's just meant to hold that in place. That's all it's meant to do. For some reason, Jose doesn't want to make the knots. He likes recording. Maybe he has a future in making movies or videos. I don't know. All right. I don't know. It's about, maybe 14 inches. Let me see. Oh, I get distracted. My hat's off to you guys who make these videos all the time. You're always out camping. You're always out doing these things. My hat's off to you. Joe, especially you, because you have Scout. And I love watching Scout do his thing. But I know Scout can be a distraction because you're always concerned about his safety. Where's he at? You don't want to do something that could harm him. And my hat's off to you guys. TNA Outdoors. I love those super structures, those super shelters you guys build. I mean, if you got the land where you can do this stuff, what a blessing. Again, this is for some survival. This is just our survival. Again, we're pretending something happened and we just happen to have some of this stuff in the car. A lot of guys carry things in the car, in the trunks of cars, and you never know what they're going to be used for. Well, people, I would tell you, keep a hand axe, keep a hand saw, keep those in the trunk. It doesn't take up much space. Again, hand axe, hand saw, a knife, any knife. I got a fire rod too, 'cause I got to make a fire. Now it's time for this. Where did I put the other ones? Right here? Yeah, maybe these long. Let me see. Let me get that one. So, yeah, see, I like that because I could use this as one of the things to secure it while I'm putting the other side on. Here's the beautiful thing about fishing line. I think that was $1.49. And I got 150 feet of it. So I'm not too concerned about wasting fishing line. That fishing line is 50-pound test. So I'm not worried about it snapping so fast or so easy. I don't know the name of any of these knots that I'm doing. In an emergency situation, maybe most of you won't know either. And I actually talking to this recorder, like Joe Robinet is actually gonna watch my video, or Corporal's Corner is gonna watch my video. You guys aren't gonna watch my video. You have no need to. You guys keep doing what you're doing because you're rocking it. All right. All right. Let me put it right about here. Now, what would you do if you didn't have fishing line? How would you secure this? I don't know. I'd have to actually, that would require me thinking. I guess you can use the basic design of something as for your advantage. You know, like Ys in a tree are perfect to stick in the ground and put another like stick or a rod or a pole in between the Y. You know, how many of us actually have things in our cars that we can use? You know, folks, being prepared for an emergency, whether you believe in God, whether you believe in whatever, emergencies happen, okay? You live where there's hurricanes. Guess what? Hurricanes can cause an emergency situation. So, what should you have? Go on anyone's site and they'll tell you about the 10 C's. I don't remember what the 10 C's are. Right now, if I'm in an emergency situation, I'm not worried about a compass. I know where I'm at. I know where I live. I know this area. I'm not worried about a compass, okay? I got to worry about water, food, fire, shelter. You know, that's what I got to worry about. So, just going to give you a quick example. What would we use? If you don't have a tarp, you use like this, these boughs. This isn't an actual thing. I'm going to use it as an example. Always start from the bottom. So pretend this is the bottom. Go like this, and then like that. Or you can go like this and like that, and then, you know, tie it right there, right there. Of course, this isn't the bow we would use. You'd use the thicker stuff, and you keep laying on it. Make it nice and thick. There's plenty. But we're going to use the tarp, which means the tarp has the little grommets where we could tie it on there. Oh, I got to tie this one. I have never built a shelter before in my life. It probably shows in the video. This is my first one. I don't need to build one. I live in an apartment and I pay my rent, so I'm not homeless. But if I was homeless, this would be another route I could take. If I was homeless, I'd have a tent. I don't know that I'd want to be cutting down trees and stuff like that and making so much noise. If I was homeless, I'd want to be stealth. I want to be unseen. So I think what I would do is I would go to forest preserves. So you're allowed to hang out in a forest preserve and you're allowed to put a tent up in a forest preserve during the hours that it's open. So you could sleep in the daytime and move around at night, or sleep in the woods late at night, put your tent up somewhere in the woods so you're not seen. Right before sun comes up in the forest preserves are always open at sunup. So before the forest preserve opens up, take your tent, collapse it, take whatever supplies you need for the night, and store it somewhere in the woods. You know, real good. Look at this. We got our frame, and look, we're moving it around. Okay, that's the one. That's the one Juan did. Okay.
I didn't.
Juan did that one. So as you can see, look at mine. Okay, it's loose, but what's gonna, you know, again, folks, you don't have to do this. Is emergency. There's nothing about being perfect out here. Okay. Another thing we can do if you wanted to, for a little extra room, we could raise this up to right about here. We could take something like a Y. Look at this. Oh, I wish I had a Y. I have a W, but I don't have a Y. So if we had a Y stick, look at that. That gives us much more room. And another thing is, we can attach more wood coming up across to build like sides. If we have a tarp, the tarp can go over that. So we're gonna stop recording now. We're gonna do some more building to this. Me and Juan are gonna discuss whether we want this to come up or not. Bye.